at least for me, Sunday morning from Southern California. I don't know where you guys are, but it's probably either still morning or it's afternoon. It's time for the final day of the Warer.com Invitational. I'm, of course, Kevin McCoy, also known as Rotterdam, or Roddy. Roddy sounds better. And with me on Google Hangout is the organizer, the man who put this all together, the man who was bleeding pixels once upon a time. He is, of course, Letut. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm not bleeding anymore, but I'm still a pixel, so maybe we'll try to fix that for next time.
Yeah, well, we don't really want to set the bar too high, though, because then I can never top it again. Like,
you know,
if the very first production I do is like gonna blow everything out of the ballpark, then I kind of like putting this impossible standard for myself.
Do you want to be top 1 NA production or what? Are you satisfied with top 3 with NASL and whoever else it was, MLG?
Top three is okay for now.
Really?
We're completely okay with top three productions. Of course, guys, we're gonna have the semifinals, the third place decider, and the finals today for the Warer.com Invitational. If you guys have no idea what went on in the last week, I'm going to show you guys one more time where you can find everything very easily. If you go to Liquipedia.net and you click on the right side to the Warer.com Invitational, you can see every single game that has happened so far. If you guys want to see some of these games, Group A and B were played on my stream, so if you go to my recorded video history, you can find all the games there. Group C and D were played on twitch.tv/YoandM, but it actually doesn't use the VOD, so you have to go to youtube.com/StarCraft, where you can also find a couple of the games that have been played yesterday. You can also find those in my history. There might be a small issue with the VOD, someone pointed out, between the 3-hour and 3-hour and 30-minute mark. There's not much I can do about that. Either way, yesterday we saw some sick games, Johan, ain't that right?
Yeah, we did. There was a lot of good games. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted right now. One of the streamers is missing. I've been here for 1 hour and a half telling everybody to be on time, and even in advance, and this one guy is not here, so I think we're going to start without him. Just making sure everyone's ready.
No worries, I didn't want to put you on the spot like that. I just didn't want to be the one only talking about your tournament after all.
Can you get listed on Team Liquid, by the way?
Yes, that is the only thing I can see. I have to have a few mistakes, Johan. Otherwise, I'm putting the bar way too high. Alright. Live event. Warer.com round of 4 plus. Today the games will be live. I know in the previous days a lot of you guys were a little disappointed that sometimes we were guessing from replays, but it was just the best way. It was the only option we really had to provide, you know, reasonable play times for the players, and above all, make them also enjoy this tournament instead of just hating it unless they would still be winning. I think I put myself in the right thing. I'm just going to refresh one more time. Today the games will be live. Our first game is going to be HerO versus TaeJa. It's a little bit of a classic, as they of course played against each other multiple times in DreamHack finals, but they also played against each other at the recent Home Story Cup 8. I think that was the last time they ran into each other officially. That didn't go so well for HerO back then, but this is a different HerO, Johan. We've been talking about it a lot, and I know we're going to talk about it more throughout the entire day. This is a HerO you don't really want to mess with.
Yeah, yesterday though, there was a long discussion between me and HerO. Apparently, he was not aware that his teammate was in Europe right now, and he was very worried about having to play on NA. So I hope this is not gonna affect him all too much, because he seemed very worried that TaeJa would have a lot less delay than him, and he was telling me that he really wanted to beat his teammate this one time, but he was worried that the lag might be too much. So we'll see how it goes. I did promise him that if he loses this time, I'll do my best to try and find another sponsor to organize a show match between him and TaeJa at another date when TaeJa will be in Korea.
Maybe we should just throw it together, you know, we both put some money in and let's go.
I'm not as rich as you, bro.
Oh, we both know the opposite is true, Johan. We can throw some. We're gonna play lots of commercials today, and we're gonna use that money for a rematch. So you said Ctrl-Shift-S for the scoreboard, Ctrl-Shift-5 for a best of 5, and that's all we need.
Yes. Later on, we'll change the score. Of course, this is some of the newer features here. We are seeing out of game hearts, where you actually see the sponsors appearing early on in the game. Later on, they will, I believe, they will vanish. At least the sponsors next to the players' starting buildings. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. They even rotate. I've never seen actually the sponsors rotating like this. Showing some love for Raisin, Need for Speed, and Team Liquid Pro, but of course, once all above everything, we want to show some love to the Warer.com website and the brother that allowed us, or basically allowed you, to put this all together. So guys, go please check them out at Warer.com, and it's a cool little site, isn't it, Johan?
Yeah, it is. Lots of downloadings you can do from there, games, softwares, everything. So do check it out. Post a review of your favorite game. I know there are a lot of lazy people out there. I'm one of them, but it really doesn't take much of your time, and in the end, it might make the difference for the sponsor to maybe decide and organize again. Well, sponsor again, because organizing, that's me. Another one of these tournaments in the end.
All right. Well, I hope it happens, because I've had fun this week, and I think today we're just gonna have a lot of fun. It's going to be really sick. Of course, HerO is a red proto spawning in the left bottom side of Yangsu. As you mentioned, a little bit worried about playing to NA, but TaeJa is still going to have a little bit of lag as well. Like, Europe to NA is not perfect either. It's perhaps a little better than Korea to NA, but it's not the end of the world.
By the way, if you want that menu, sorry to interrupt, on the top left hand side to disappear, Control Shift and O. Works pretty well.
Yeah, let's do that. Kinda useless.
Alright, HerO going for the quick scout here. I've talked about this earlier. The Korean Protosses, they think it's very important to scout versus Terran, and I guess it is important because they do a lot better than the rest of the world in the matchup. And HerO, again, we see one of his trademark bases versus Terran. Wait a second. A Zealot before he got the core here. This is...
he could still cancel it, no?
Yeah, who's lagging, by the way? Who's admin?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I hope it's not me. Since I can still hear you, I don't think that's me, but...
Are you considered as admin? Weren't you just a barcode? I think it's the TaeJa TV.
It's TaeJa TV.
Damn it, Jake!
Take, get out! Do you know what Nanua would write now? Alright, just a few seconds of pain here. I thought it was me for a second, thank God. If I couldn't recall the VODs here, I would be very sad, or even watch the games.
No worries, Johan. This just allows more and more people to tune in, because of course the stream just went live, at least the first game. I know there's been some Pro League action tonight as well. There might actually still be Pro League. Either way, you want to tell a brother about this. Make sure that as many people know that these games are going on, because after this we're going to have MC vs Innovation as well. There is a chance we might play the finals before the third place decider, but we'll keep you up to date regarding of that.
MC does have a plane to catch to Brazil very soon, so we are short on schedule. We have 4 hours to complete the first 3 matches, so that's why we're gonna try and play the games as soon as possible. As soon as they end, I will be hosting the next one and playing the next one. By the way, that caster from Russia, Empire TV Zerg, he got really lucky. I was literally about to click on start game and he joins. And I don't even know how he joined because I don't have him on friendly, so that guy...
Maybe he's friends with TaeJa. Either way, we saw both players lose their scouting worker as the probe went down to the Marine and the SCV went down to the Zealot. Now, probe dying to the Marine is something that's a little less inevitable than the SCV dying. I think HerO, you know, that's a small little victory. He got an SCV kill with the Zealot. I'd be happy with that, because normally nice. that doesn't happen.
Yeah, not in this level of games. Maybe on NA when Roti plays in ladder it can happen.
Oh, you're already hating.
It was only a matter of time, man. Yesterday it took like less than 1 minute. Today, about 5 minutes.
You know, what's worth mentioning, Johan, is that TaeJa went 1 Rex into a reactor already into a factory. That's like, what? Yeah. Do you think that that's like an anti-blink stalker build, so he can get a lot of Winter Mines out, or do you think it's actually bad against Blink Stalkers because he doesn't have a whole lot of units? I
think it's gonna be good against what HerO likes to do a lot in this matchup, and in particular on this map, which is usually the very quick blink into a third base. Now, because there is that factory, and HerO should be able to kind of guess it might be there because he saw the gas and no Reapers. He has to get a Robo, and in this case he even got the Forge with it, to make sure he has detection and doesn't take damage from mines and some kind of medivac drop.
Like, this opening from TaeJa could have been hella scary, but considering the fact that HerO is going to scout it, I actually think he's going to be in a pretty good position. As you can see, he can even see how far that starport is along, and I would probably think, like, man,
he's even going to try and get the SCV.
Yeah, he's going to get it as well.
Wow. Even damaging the Widowmine here a little bit. Oh, he has to be careful, submarines are gonna get in there. I'm surprised TaeJa didn't go ahead of that mothership core to try and make sure it doesn't escape. Maybe you would have been able to put it even lower in hit points or even kill it.
First observer already on the production tab, as of course HerO knows he's going to need it, because TaeJa is going to try to drop the Widowmine in his base in the near future. I think HerO from this point on, Johan, he can just chrono boost out a lot of workers, because he knows that there's nothing to be afraid of too much, as long as he has detection in both bases. He has a photon overcharge. He made a cannon in his middle line, then he decided to cancel it, and he builds it behind instead.
Yeah, he moved it. This is a bit weird. In this position, it feels like he's not going to cover much, but I guess he mostly only wants it for detection.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to keep an observer there. Man, look at this cannon under natural. It's like covering the horse of Team Liquid.
Yeah, it looks actually pretty cool.
The HerO cannot see it though, so to his defense.
+1 already being researched for TaeJa, of course. +1 armor on the way for HerO. I really like this position so far from HerO, Johan. He's 12 workers ahead, and of course, always Protoss is going to be a little bit ahead in workers. But 12 workers in an 8-minute game, that's very good.
Killing 4 SCVs at the 8th minute here really shows HerO's shape and how well he's playing in general. He's read this game perfectly. He's scouted a whole bunch. Oh, actually, TaeJa going for a drop here. He's going to evacuate very quickly too, as he saw there was units there. And that observer from HerO is going to tell him exactly where he's at. He knows his opponent's going obviously into bio. And
it's a really quick Warp Prism for HerO, by the way. How do you feel about it?
This has been the trend in this matchup. A lot of Protosses, especially Korean ones, they get a Warp Prism, they load it up with a few Zealots, especially when they go for charge and armor, which it does look like is going to be the choice for HerO here. And then you just drop in some Zealots whenever the Terran leaves his base to apply pressure. You're going to be able to get some SCVs here and there. I don't think I've ever seen a Terran defending without losing a single SCV, and then it's just worth it to do this all the time while you secure yourself a third, which I'm sure there is going to be thrown down by HerO soon here.
Manavac's gonna fly into the natural once more, but there's just not a whole lot that TaeJa can get done over here.
I like how he flies in and leaves. By the way, great work here by TaeJa, having a Widowmine on each of the potential third base of HerO, doing some nice blocking job. This might actually take out a probe before it's killed.
It's really frustrating. HerO could potentially perhaps lose a Stalker as well. Maybe the Warp Prism! Oh, that was so close! Oh my god, they will get shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
And HerO actually, he put a sentry in his Warp Prism. I think he would love to be able to drop up that ramp of his opponent and maybe force
TaeJa could drop Marines so easily below this Prism. TaeJa. I think HerO saw that as well.
Yeah, HerO realized what was going on. He's going to be pulling back now. He's going into charge, which I think is a good choice here. Could have gone for Colossus either, but on this map, feels kind of good to go for charge and have Templars ready to defend against those Medivac drops. I like that observer just right above the barracks. He sees exactly how many tech labs there are, which by the way, there are 3. This is a bit unusual. TaeJa going to be going quite border heavy in this game.
Which is going to be good against Storms though, because you're going to need a few Marauders here and there. I like that HerO's adding some Immortals. This is something that I've been doing lately as well. It's so funny because often, like, you know, whenever you drop the Storms and there are Vikings taking after Colossus, then suddenly you often feel like it all depends on the remaining Warpins and how many charge tools you have. But at the end of the day, there are always a few Immortals left killing everything, because Storm is fantastic in bringing units low in HP, but you need something to finish them off as well. And Marauders are just excellent. They are so good in combination.
Oh, HerO has to be careful. He's a bit out of position here. He's going to go for that Widowmine, but TaeJa comes in from the side. He's going to maybe steam in. No, he's very patient with the steam. He's going to be able to pick off some Zealots. Actually, one Zealot damaging quite severely 2 other ones. The Widowmine survived during all this. And Steam Pack as well. Actually, that's why he didn't.
Oh, HerO should be careful. He doesn't have too many units here. Storm, of course, could land really big. Oh my god. Why is the Storm red? What?
He just finished it. He went for a very, very quick Storm. That's why he has so little units.
Yeah, I know, but did you see the Storm?
No, it's actually reloading. I thought for a second.
Did you see the Storm? My Storm was red, not blue. Because HerO is playing red.
What? Oh yeah, there is a new mode with all these force fields actually, and Guardian shields as well will be colored themes. This is one of the new features of GameHeart, man. The guy who makes this program is so smart. He also made the overlays and the graphics for the matches of this tournament. Ryan T. Shutter, definitely follow this guy on Twitter. He's super smart, and I'm sure we're gonna hear a lot from him in the future.
I was so caught off guard by that red Storm. I've seen a lot of things in my life. It seems like those Marines were like baiting a lemonade or something like that. It's like,
It's like Street Fighter's Hadouken, man. They are colored depending on who you're playing with, I think.
Small zealot drama on the top side of the map. Meanwhile, the armies are going to clash on the Zelnaga watchtower as well. HerO has a couple of... that was the most awkward drop ever.
Yeah.
What's going on so far here? 3 zealots and
it's the drop that was destined for the main of TaeJa, but I think maybe it flew into that factory on the right hand side. Which means you shouldn't go for it against someone like TaeJa, because he's going to be ready. I wouldn't be surprised if he saw HerO starting to do some storm drop very soon on that third base, for example, of his opponent. We've seen him do this a lot in Pro League, and actually he brought a sentry with some of his storm drops to force field the SCVs and then storm them so they couldn't escape.
Either way, 14 minutes in this game, we can already say, yeah, the scan is blue as well. It's really awesome. We can already say that this has been going better for HerO than in all the previous engagements lately. A couple of storms will land, 6 splits by TaeJa, but it doesn't really matter. I think these Immortals should be able to take care of the rest, especially with those High Templars morphing into Archons.
Yeah, but TaeJa might be satisfied with this trade here. He's still ahead on supply. No, actually HerO is quite ahead on supply now, 121. I think TaeJa was doing well supply-wise, but with this fight, especially, I guess trading the bio doesn't really matter, because he's fighting against Storm, but the Medivacs, they are very important. And he survives with only 3 of them, and 2 of them are very severely injured. He's gonna have to repair them, but HerO is gonna press forward. Man, these Archons, they look so intimidating.
Yes.
They look like a Red Bull logo or something.
Okay. Time Warp go down as well, another Storm will land, there's a lot of fancy colors going down right now. But it's still awesome, I like it. Another Storm will land on these Marauders. But these Immortals, yo, like I said before, at the end of the day everything dies, and then there are a bunch of Immortals remaining. 4 Immortals right now, 4 Immortals and 2 Archons. That's so much HP against Marauders. I think HerO's just gonna win here. GG is called.
Wow.
And HerO will take game number 1, and he looked rock solid.
HerO starting the series with a bang here. Very dominant play. And TaeJa, even though he macroed very nicely and he tried to do some drops here and there, he was completely shut down the entire game.